Welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I talk about my in-tank box filter. Well, I have two in which I be preparing for to be installed within the 70 gallon, right? So I'll be using in-tank box filter. I'm not gonna be using no hang on the back. I'm not gonna be using no underground filter. I'll be using this simple box filter. Okay, so the first thing I did was to get the box filter from the store, and I have some special gravel in which I'm going to be placing, right? Along with the gravel, I have some so a special fabric which is placed within the box filter. So I am going to be filling the box filter with gravel, right? It took a little while for me to actually get those gravel out. This gravel was actually designed for like potted plants, gardening and all that, which makes it a little bit more smooth, and it really looks nice, right? But it can do what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to do is actually trap the mess that actually the aquarium itself actually garners throughout its time within the aquarium. So the stone is placed about probably about 75% of the container is filled with stone, right? And after filling the container with stone, I place the fabric around the at the top of the stone, right, within the container, right. I ensure that the entire top is covered. So here I have both mechanical as well as you know a mechanical and biological filtration. Now, if you want, you could put carbon in it, right? You could put carbon in it, and you can put sand in it, and you can put stone, right? You put according to what your heart's desire. But when you put in specialized carbon in it, you're gonna have to change it. Now I'll be placing a piece of tube inside. Now the one in which I bought it's a little bit too tall, so I'm gonna have to cut a little bit, guys, so that the cap can actually fit on it. It took me a while to cut it off, but I was able to maneuver that, right? So the cover is off. It was dancing all over the place before I actually was able to maneuver to place it on. And because I held one, I used one hand to actually hold the camera, it was a little bit difficult maneuvering. Okay, so it's in, right? And how this work is that the air pump will actually blow air into the box itself, and as the air actually comes out of the box, it creates a vacuum which actually sucks in the mess, and this mess is actually trapped into the stone and the fabric. Now I am actually doing the same procedure with the next in tank box filter. One will be placed at either end of the aquarium at the back, with the aquarium lighting actually placed in between, right? So the stones are there, it's tightly packed, right? And if you want, you can actually use an elastic band so as to ensure that the top doesn't slide off, especially like when it's in operation, right? Usually I have this problem where in which the top kind of slides off a little bit, right? So I tend to use an elastic band, right? So the stones are packed in the in tank box, filter box, right? And it's about probably about 75%, and then I pack the material around it. And after doing that, I got a little bit more material because I was a little bit out, and then I covered the box, right? So this was an adventure. It was really an adventure, right? Because at one point in time, I felt as if I wanted to put down the camera and actually do up everything, and then show you. But I wanted to show you how everything was actually falling into place. All right, so here are the two in tank box filter in which I'm going to be using. I actually realized that the The tube for this one also is a little bit too tall, so I cut it off, and I think I had to cut off a little piece more because it was definitely too tall. Now, what I don't like about this tubing is, well, the tubing which I purchased with the with the in-tank box filter is that it's a little bit too tough. So I prefer to use the softer tubing so as to do this. All right. So I've been using Marina 200 air pump. Now this Marina 200, although it said 200, it doesn't mean that it pumps 200. It is for a 200 gallon, right? Marina 200 equates to a 60 gallon US, right? So it has two holes, and one hole will be going into well, I'll be using one hole to connect to the box filter, while I'll be using another so as to connect to my aquarium bubble one, in which you will see in the next video. All right, so the tubing is connected to the in-tank box filter, and this is how it looks, right? So the pump will be at the top of the of the cover of the aquarium. Two 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 pumps at the top.